What do you think the market's getting right, and what do you think the market's getting wrong about inflation this year?
Well, Lisa, I think for this year, the outlook is for very subdued inflation. And I don't think there's much disagreement about the near-term outlook for inflation in the markets. We still have a substantial output gap. Unemployment is above its maximum level. So I think the near-term outlook is pretty subdued. I think where the bigger debate is more on the longer-term outlook, medium and longer term, the next several years. And I think what the market is focusing on at the moment is mostly the upside risks. You mentioned the money printing. Even more importantly, I would say it's fiscal policy, which on a global basis is expansionary. And if fiscal stays expansionary, even once the economy returns to its more normal levels, then you could see inflation taking off. So that's the thing that market participants seem to be focusing on. That's why we've seen break-even inflation rates rising. However, what I think people may be missing is that, it's not guaranteed. It's not a given that inflation will really take off, because it's not a given that fiscal policy will stay expansionary for several years to come. And we think there are upside risks to inflation, but at the same time, there is also still a lingering deflation risk. I think we all know what happens when bubbles in financial markets burst, and markets are pretty exuberant at the moment. And again, there's no guarantee that fiscal stays expansionary even once the economy has returned to normal. So bottom line is that longer-term inflation uncertainty has increased, both on the upside and on the downside. And that is maybe something that investors are not looking at as closely as they should.